Hi, I'm Daryl, and this is the Smith's Gourmet Home Kitchen Photo Album featuring some of my favorite home cooking recipes. Today I'm doing another broadcast TV cooking challenge, a gourmet vegetarian meal in 1 hour. And due to the recent hurricanes here in Virginia, I have no power in the house, so I'm doing this challenge outside. I have an array of vegetables I randomly picked at the market, and my outdoor kitchen and utensils. And I have 1 hour to do this challenge, and that time starts now. I found some nice Chinese eggplant at the market, so I'm doing an eggplant lasagna. I start by making thin slices of the eggplant using my Japanese mandolin. Be sure to use the guard because this is a very sharp tool. I'm going to make about 3 layers of the lasagna, so I'll need probably 15 slices of the eggplant. I season the eggplant with a little salt, and because this is a vegetarian challenge, I can't use an egg wash, so I'm using milk. I dip the eggplant in the milk, and then I dredge it with seasoned breadcrumbs. For the lasagna, I'm making a fresh tomato sauce using some vine-ripe tomatoes, which I dice and add to a pot. Then I slice some red onions and some chopped garlic and add that along with some olive oil and simmer for about 15 minutes. Seasoning with salt, pepper, and dried oregano. Next, I want to lightly fry the eggplant in blended olive oil for about 1 to 2 minutes per side. Then I'll get started on my ricotta cheese mixture with some fresh basil from my garden. Then I add some ricotta cheese and a little milk to a bowl to thin it out, and then I start to remove the eggplant from the oil and start on my next batch. Season the ricotta mixture with salt and pepper, then add the basil, and continue to fry the eggplant slices. And it looks like I'm doing pretty good on time. 38 minutes to go. Now I'm ready to start assembling the lasagna. I'll start with a little bit of the tomato sauce on the bottom, then 1 layer of the eggplant slices, some of the ricotta cheese, topped with a little more of the tomato sauce, then another layer of the eggplant, and again with the ricotta cheese, and this time I'm going to grate a little bit of Manchego cheese, some more of the tomato sauce, a final layer of the eggplant, a little more of the ricotta and tomato sauce, and a final grating of Manchego cheese. Then I add it to the hot grill for about 20 minutes. In keeping with an Italian theme, I'm doing a roasted spaghetti squash. I slice the squash in half, then remove the seeds and drizzle with olive oil, salt and pepper, and add to a hot grill. I'm running a little low on time, so I'm hoping this gets done. And for my final side dish, I'm making a vegetable melange. I have some red onion that I'll cut into a fine dice. I also have some zucchini and yellow squash, so I think I'll use those as well, cutting all into fine dices. Then I'll add some blended olive oil to a medium heat saute pan and saute the vegetables, seasoning with salt, pepper, and some Spanish smoked paprika. Okay, let's see how I'm doing on time. Looks like about 24 minutes to go. I see some nice bok choy in my basket, so why don't I use some of that in my saute? I'll add a little soy sauce to the saute, and I think it's time to check on my lasagna. Looks like it's coming along just fine. And my squash is roasting. I need to let the lasagna rest for a few minutes so that it will slice easily. I need some more tomato sauce for the spaghetti squash, so I add some diced tomato to the pot and a little more olive oil seasoning with salt and pepper. And I add some tomato puree to thin out the sauce. And one more time check. Okay, a little over 10 minutes. Looks like I'm in good shape, but I want to check on this spaghetti squash, and it looks like it came out just right. I'll sauce it with a little bit of the tomato sauce, and I'm ready for plating. I'll first add some of the spaghetti squash to the plate. Next, some of the vegetable melange. And the lasagna has set perfectly, so I'll cut a slice of that and add it to the plate. I'll add some of the tomato sauce to the plate. Then I'll grate some Manchego cheese over the top of the lasagna and garnish with some fresh basil leaves. And I finish the dish just in time.
That's delicious. Tomato flavor, cheese, the taste of ricotta. Fresh squash, the bok choy. Wonderful flavor there. Spaghetti squash. Kind of tastes like spaghetti, especially with that creamy tomato sauce. This is a winner. And for a vegetarian meal, I wouldn't miss the meat. This is a great one. You ought to try it.
I think this was another successful challenge. So I hope you give this dish a try and enjoy.